we're gonna go through something as usual very interesting and exciting. Today we're gonna talk about hair extensions. We get lots and lots of inquiries on what are hair extensions, what are the different types, what do we use them for, how do they help our hair, why do we need it, and the questions just go on and on. So we decided to create this DVD for you so it will educate you and inform you and guide you. You know, we insist that before you go into hair business, you should know all there is to know about it. And here at World of Braiding and Extensions, extensions is one of our biggest take on hair, because we believe you don't know what to do with your own natural hair, then there's something else to add to it. And it helps to give you that beauty, glamour, everything you're looking for. So let's get into it. So here at World of Braiding and Extensions, you know what we represent. We represent, remember this, professional, natural hair care and education. Professional is the tag word, because we get people saying to us, why is your DVD so expensive? Why? No. We know what we're giving to you, and people who listen, people who have trained with us, they've transformed their business from what it was. We don't want you to see natural hair care as ordinary. It is professional. So we are here to give you information that will transform your business around completely. So professional is where we are talking about hair extensions today. So this is a sample of what extensions is. Now, extension is anything that is artificial. It is not your hair. It is not growing from your head. That's what extension is. And what we find is in different areas, people call them different names. We've had people call it attachment and fake hair and false hair. All of that is fine. But in the industry, what you want to know it as is extensions. So extensions are anything that's not your hair that you add to your hair for so many various reasons, which we're going to talk about today. We need extensions for beauty. That's number one on the list you will hear most of the times. Then we need extensions to add length to our hair. Our hair grows 1.2 centimeters in a month, and in a year 13 centimeters. Now when you look at that, how long will it take for your hair to grow to a length that you are dreaming of sometimes? So that's where extensions comes in. So for most people, again, it's length that's the main reason, and for some people is, we call it versatility. Versatility means you want to be able to do different things with your hair. It is versatile. So there again comes beauty, there again comes length, but then you have texture. So you naturally wear afro kinky hair and you want it to look straight overnight. So what do you want to do to that? There comes your extensions to give you that without you naturally damaging your hair, which is what World of Braiding stands here for. And then you have different things like color. Somebody wants to wake up overnight and have blonde hair, but her hair is naturally black. So what do you need? The hair extensions in that color. So you have so many reasons for it, and other things include daily styling. You want to be able to wake up and just style your hair, and you wear natural afro hair. You haven't got that much time to sit down and comb through your hair and give it the kind of beauty you're looking for. So your extensions will help you there. Other things, easy maintenance. Yes, that's a major issue. And we have people say they want their hair to grow. So when you wear their extensions, your hair grows underneath it without being messed around all the time. And there are people transitioning from chemical relaxers. They want to go natural. They're fed up with putting the chemicals in their hair, so they wear the extensions. About particular hair types, and we're starting with the synthetic hair. So what are synthetic hairs made from? So synthetic hair is a byproduct of petroleum products. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you what they look like, but I'll take you through the different types. So first, we want to know what different types we could be seeing in the industry. This is the bulk. And when we say bulk, we're referring to this. So this is what creates bulk. You see how sharp this point is. The next stage is what we call the jumbo. Now jumbo is when you have this elastic band sitting right there in the middle. So the next one is the weft. And when hair is on that stitching, this is what we call weft. Again, so Afro Kinky is the next major type of synthetic hair. And synthetic hair, you remember we've talked about it. Now, why did Afro Kinky come into play? People wanted to start having that feel of the kinky hair in their extensions. So you find that someone who's chemically processed her hair still wants a bit of kinky hair in her hair, and so she's wondering, what should I do? Because remember, the chemicals naturally just straighten your hair and they don't revert back to natural. So your hair has gone, it's become straight, there's nothing you can do about it. It's a permanent change. So you're thinking, but I feel like wearing a bit of kinky hair in my hair, what do I do? So either you have like a wig made of kinky texture, or you think of another option, and the Afro Kinky extensions came into being, and there's so many different types. Now what you're going to find the more you work with Afro Kinky is there's a really soft version of it that feels really soft like the virgin Afro hair, and then there's a medium texture which is in between. Remember, the soft, when you braid them, they automatically snap back like what will happen with your natural hair. Then examples of what they look like. But again, remember, when you're based, you will have different brands. We work with different brands here locally in the UK, but you may come across different brands. This is where your risk. So one of the ones we've worked with here in the UK, like I said earlier, is the Aftress. Now Aftress is very, very, very soft when you work with it. And this is what you'll be getting in the pack. Now this is a bit colored. Remember, the more color they put into a hair extensions, the drier the hair extensions becomes. This is the next thing we got from Slick. And this was also neither soft nor hard or dry. You see how that feels? Again, is Afro hair stretched out a bit. This particular brand we worked with a lot, because look at how much hair there is in it. It's a lot of hair. So 100% human hair. Now this is an area in the hair extensions industry that people are very curious about. When it says 100%, you would think that means it's 100% and it's human hair. No, we've done quite a lot of research in this area, and no, they're not really 100% human hair. I get my students really confused. Oh my God, I thought 100% human hair was all hair. It's not all hair from somebody's head. It's a mixture of so many hairs. And we came across the yaki hair. There's actually an animal called yak, and if you see this animal, really it does have a lot of hair. So this was when they started taking hair from the yak. Some people say horse. Yes, they're taking hair from the horse, and then they're going into the salons in different parts of the world when we're talking to that area, and they're picking hair from the floor in the salons, you know, hair that's been cut off people's head, and they mix them all up, and some of them are like really finely processed hair, and all of them are coming together and they give it to you and they call it 100% human hair. It's just a branding. So we need to clear your head in your understanding. It's a branding called 100% human hair. But the unique thing about the 100% human hair compared to the synthetic hair is the fact that the 100% human hair takes heat. So you can use your flat iron, you can use your curling tongue, you can use your blow dryer, and it will not harm it in any form. Now, the different types there are. First is the bulk. So you see the bulk, we showed you that again with the synthetic hair. So now after the bulk is your weft. We talked about this in the synthetic hair group as well. So the weft, again, remember all of these two have different lengths that they come in. So weft is very popular when it comes to weaving. That's the only type you will work with. And then after that, another group we call the pre-bonded. So pre-bonded means they've put glue to hold the hair together in a different form. And this is what we call the I-tip. So just like the synthetic hair, you remember we mentioned some of the brands. Now, here in the UK, one of the biggest suppliers we work with is called Slick. And Slick has so many different types. So again, this is one of their brand. This one's called the Fashion Idol. So the next one is the Sensational group. And under Sensational, there's so many different types. You hear the premiums. So there's Premium Now, Premium Plus, Premium 2, and so many more. Okay, so we're going into the virgin, natural, real human hair. Now you have so many people call it so many things. Sometimes you hear them say temple hair. Sometimes they'll say cut hair. Sometimes real hair, virgin hair, natural hair. All of them are talking about the same thing. Remy hair is another major one you're going to be hearing. So when they talk about these different types of hair, what they're saying to you is this hair was actually cut from somebody's head. Now, what you're going to come across in the real virgin hair industry is packaging is zero. Well, what we found out is some companies are beginning to put this in a package and give them names, just like we had with the 100% human hair. Now, when they start packaging them, obviously what that means is they're going to start charging you extra for that packaging. But naturally, the real human hair should come in that form, just put together and then giving you that effect of real hair. What you should be looking out for is the texture of this hair. And when we're saying texture, we're meaning how does it look? Virgin human hair feels really, really light. And because they're real hair, they just feel like your hair should feel like. So they're not shiny, they're not plasticky, they're just normal hair on somebody's head. Now there's so many issues that come out of this hair. Before we go into the issues, remember we talked about texture where we say they're wavy. See that's just naturally wavy. And then we also have the very straight. What we've done here is, as usual, we invest a lot of money in trying to bring all this information to you. But remember, these hairs are so expensive that we haven't bought everything there are out there in the market. So this is where your curiosity should come in as well. So the straight hair, I don't have it here, but we know all about them, and we are talking to you about the different types that we know. So this particular texture is just wavy, and in the wavy there's so many types of waves. But what we want you to pick up quickly now is, where do these hairs come from? So this particular one is the Brazilian hair that we invested in for you to know what they look like, and the one on this side is the Indian hair. But what you're going to now start seeing that's quite current right now in the industry, you hear people say Cambodian hair, you're going to hear people say Peruvian hair, Malaysian hair, Indian hair, Eurasian hair, Chinese hair. And so there's so many types of hair. Now supposedly you're thinking all these hairs come from these various countries. Some of them do and some of them don't. They're just branding. For instance, the Brazilian hair, does it really come from someone from Brazil? Now this is where my personal interest in this industry of virgin hair came in. I'm curious to know who is really sitting there and allowing their hair to be cut off to be sold. Yes, the Indian people do that, and that's because of their culture. So they have a thing called the Tancho culture, where They take their hair and actually give it to the gods for good things that's coming their way. So if you have watched the Good Hair documentary by Chris Rock, you would have seen so much information on the virgin hair. Follow that information. Yes, it's a good guide to get started, but right now there's so many more of them, and so we just naturally start looking at the different places where these hairs are coming from. The other type of hair you will be hearing about is the European hair. Now in the industry, European hair is seen as the best quality hair there is. And when they say European hair, they're looking at people from Russia, people from Spain, people from Italy. The reason they tend to go for those hair types is because the European hair takes a lot of color very quickly. Now when you look at the Indian hair in particular, because of the kind of hair there is, the cuticles are so tightly packed that they refuse to open and allow the color to sit in. So it's difficult for you to really, when I hear people say, I have a chemically enhanced Indian hair that's color 27, which is blonde, I query it a lot, because the Indian hair is so tightly packed, the cuticles, that it doesn't open and allow color to come in. They would have really struggled with the hair to achieve the color. And the minute the color comes in, it gets really dry, and then the hair may not look that really nice for you. So it's always best to leave these virgin hairs in the natural colors they come in. But when you want to be able to change the color of the virgin hair, you're looking at European hair. And European hair, they're not cheap, they're very expensive. For that sole reason that it is able to be colored into different colors. So thank you once more for staying with us this whole length of this DVD. It's been like a classroom in a video, because that's what we try to give to you, our clients. We know from what we hear from everyone is it's difficult to travel, it's difficult to think of staying in a hotel, leaving your family sometimes, and getting all this information in one source. So we decided to create all these DVDs to give you all the knowledge we give to our students. And remember, when you come here for training, you pay so much money to come to us, which is why we find it difficult to get that understanding that our videos are expensive. We are professional. We don't represent anyone in particular. We give you all the information you need to know in one pot, to guide you to understand what the hair industry is all about, and to help you take your business to the next level. So by the time you've listened to all this and we've actually showed them to you, you can now open your way of understanding, and you're going to see how you're going to change things in your business. So stay with us, and whenever you hear we've just come up with a new DVD, do your best and invest in them, because they are investment for you to move things forward. So thank you so much for buying the DVD. Stay in touch with us. Send us your inquiries, your questions, and what you know as well. We love to share information. So if there are things we haven't mentioned in this DVD that you know about and you want us to talk about them as well, please share it with us. We're more than happy to work with you. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next DVD.